Alright, so I've got on the bench here the motor for off the back of the Necchi. That Necchi BU had 2 clamping bolts, and I was just popping the brushes out to inspect them, and these brushes have life left in them, but they're pretty badly worn. And this one, I don't know if you can see the discoloration. Oh yeah, there we go. On this side it's got some bad discoloration because it's not rubbing evenly and it's burning a little bit. So I'm gonna have to open this motor up and look around in it, which it'll be an opportunity to inspect the wiring inside too. So first we'll have to get it off this bracket, because as you can see there's a split here, but the bracket is both sides of the split, so if we don't take the bracket off, the motor will not come apart. Some of these motors, the bracket does not clamp across the split, and so you don't have to take the bracket off. But this motor is a Westinghouse. The Necchis were made in Italy, and I suspect they were shipped to America and then had put Westinghouse or American motors put on them for American electric purposes, and if they were sold in Europe they would get shipped to whatever country they were headed to and have a motor installed there, because that was the easiest way to have a motor compliant with whatever local electric system you had done. So anyhow, yeah, I don't think the pulley has to come off of this, because I think when we split it, the bottom half of the can will come out. And I say that because I feel like the top is where the pulley is, but if we discover that we got to take the pulley off, then we will take the pulley off. Whenever you pull a motor apart, you need to take the brushes out first to make sure that they don't pop out when you remove the stator, or rotor rather. There we go. Okay. Now, alright. Motor's not bad in there, and the wiring looks good. This wire seems to be in fair shape, so I'll just put a new good plug on the end of that. But now that we've got this open, and we can see how badly scored this commutator is and how much shmoo is built up between the contacts on it. So I'm gonna take and get some Q-tips and rubbing alcohol and wipe that off really thoroughly. So I'll wipe this off. I'll run Q-tips through the brush holders, and then I will clean the brushes up. And this one that's got a very bad burn side on it and is, you can see side by side the brushes are not evenly cupped. This one is kind of down like that, and this one is very evenly cupped. So I'm gonna grind this one and reprofile it to match the other one. There's the stack of filthy Q-tips, and you can see how much cleaner this commutator is. Look at that. It's still not perfectly clean, and it's really badly scored. but it's got a lot less carbon on it, and more importantly, there's less carbon built up between the contacts here, because that carbon built up between the contacts causes shorting in the motor. Now, if this was a big industrial motor, I would need to take that and get this commutator turned to make it smooth so it doesn't have all those grooves in it. But since this motor can be replaced for, you know, like $10 or $20, it is not worth the effort of doing all that. But now that we have that, I may grab some emery cloth and just polish that up a little bit. You know, I think I'll do that. Grab some emery cloth and polish that. Alright. A little bit of emery cloth that made the grooves more pronounced, but it did polish a little bit more of the carbon buildup out of there. So we'll just slip this back together. The far end of this has a tiny oil hole there, but I did put 1 drop of oil down in the bearing, and we need to make sure that our 2 sides with the screw plates go together. There we go. And the 1 bolt here is not going through the hole, so we just have to... There. Wiggle it until we get it in place, and we'll throw these nuts back on, and then I'm gonna nip these up. They don't have to be super tight, they just have to be tight enough that they're not coming off. There. Okay. Let's see. That brush is a good brush, or at least it's got a good shape. So we'll just throw that in, and then this other brush was wiped down, but it's got that uneven shape, so I need to get okay. I think this screwdriver shaft is going to be roughly the right shape that I want. Nope. I need a fatter shaft. Let's try this shaft. And then I'm going to just I need a different... Alright, I had to find some heavier sandpaper. The problem with carbon is it breaks off into the sandpaper, and then your sandpaper is clogged with nice lubricating carbon. Okay, there we go. That brush has a much more even cup through the center of it now. So we can pop that back in, and hopefully that will work a lot better now. These brushes are worn, like they should be about, that one after I was done grinding it is about half the size it probably was originally, but you know, this machine is over 50 years old and only wore down half its brushes, so it's got lots of life left in those motor brushes. The key is just a little bit of cleaning and maintenance on them, so. Alright. Now that we've got that settled, I can throw away those Q-tips and keep that clean pile of Q-tips. And then I'm rewired this motor and light block. And remember, I did one of these for the Visetti because the wire on it was bad. And I totally forgot how the wiring works, and it stumped me for a bit, but this one I got the right way around. So there's the power lead coming in. It goes to both sides of what will be the light block. Poke this in. All right, so light. And then the other wire is, this wire is the foot control, and it goes from this common over to the motor side so that all the power goes through the foot control. And that's the thing that I messed up on the Visetti. But I got this one the right way around on the first try because I was paying attention and remembered that. This is all fit together. I'm gonna clean this block out on the inside because it's got rust and some stuff in it. But the other thing is I pulled the pins out, and these were a threaded rivet that I was able to work out carefully from this hole. So I'm going to be able to put that back together, put this insulating cardboard in, and pop those rivets back in carefully, and it'll look good as new. These blocks, this insulating cardboard on the back, is convenient for when you're working on them because it's a level of protection and it helps hold it together. But when they're installed properly with the screw through the middle, they've got a wood back that also holds everything together, so they don't have an electrical risk without this cardboard on them when they're installed and in use. But getting it assembled properly is always nice. Okay, I got the Necchi rewired and back together, so I guess we'll see if it stitches. Never had one of these, so I guess we'll find out. Actually, this came with the manual. Let me check our thread path. Because I'm guessing, but I'm not certain about it. Huh. Ah, okay. I did guess right. Alright. Oh. The diagram in the manual here. Clear as mud, especially since the diagram, this is the explanation on the next page. So. But then there's a guide here, and there. Guide on the side there. Oh wow, that has an overcomplicated design. Very clever seeming though. Well, this thread hasn't been trimmed off square. Now it'll pop through there. There. Okay, now did that just, yep. That noise. Okay. Then I don't know what that noise was. This machine is not picking up that lower thread. Why is that? Oh, because I got my needle in the wrong way. There. This is a side-eye needle, so it should... There. Okay, now let's try. There. Now we picked up our lower thread. Okay. That's our width, and that's our needle position. Alright, let's set our needle in the middle there. It sounds really nice while it stitches. We got a line of purple on top with barely visible pink dots, and a line of pink on the bottom with visible purple dots. I'll be darned, it's stitching real nice. So let's pop it to our maximum width here and set it to a shorter stitch. I think I ran out of thread on the bobbin, because that bobbin didn't have a whole lot in it. And I'm going to have to throw out this piece of fabric because it's got too much thread on it, but it's the bobbin thread was pulling, but that happens on zigzag. You usually have to loosen, you usually have to tighten the upper thread, or you can have to tighten the upper thread and adjust it. I didn't move it, so alright. And I will guess that my oh, it did break the bobbin thread, but that's older thread, so it might have broken because it's old. Let's... Well, I'm gonna... This bobbin case is a little dirty. I think I'll clean this bobbin case. Oh yeah, it's very discolored underneath the release. So I'm gonna clean this bobbin case and clean on the rest of the machine and see what we can do with that. Also, the finish has started to crack on this, and I guess it's a problem with Necchis that their finish will crack at this age. So I'm gonna have to throw a sealant coat on this crackling finish so that it doesn't keep breaking off while you use the machine. But it's a pretty functional machine, it seems, and I think it'll tune up real quick. Alright, I popped the thread tension off the bobbin case for the Necchi, and you can see how much grime is under there. So I'm going to get this all cleaned out, and then once it's clean we can work on getting the tension set. It's also filthy all over the inside of the case. So this is all going to go in the sonic bath and get all the crud blasted off of it.